What's up, everybody? The accountant's back with another live stream. We're doing currently in a puppy. Let's see here. Still trying to get used to the live stream. I don't even know if I'm actually live right now. Okay. Yeah, I am live. Let's go. I'm on the clock. Could get a third quarterback here. Could get some more running backs. Woody Marks, Tyjae Spears, Marshawn Lloyd. Kind of want to get more Marshawn Lloyd here. It's a guy I'm light on, and I just want to get more shares. So Jonah Coleman is going to start climbing up boards, in my opinion. I have a pretty decent size of him, but I would like to keep loading up because of how good he looked. I'm on the clock again. I could take Tyler Shuck here. I'm going to. Because I'm getting him way past ADP, and I have Chris Olave. My wide receivers are stacked on this team. My biggest concern is going to be running back. I have Colston Loveland. So it's a team I'm most likely going to just be taking 2 tight ends, especially considering I just went 3 quarterbacks, which I didn't have to with these guys. But when Shuck falls 20 picks past ADP, it's kind of a no-brainer for me. Quarterbacks, which I didn't have to with these guys, but when Shuck falls 20 picks past ADP, it's kind of a no-brainer for me. Let's see. I'm still trying to figure everything out here with like the comments. Like I just commented on here, but it didn't pop up in the pop out chat. So I'm not exactly sure how that works still. But anyway, let's get back to the draft. I'm still trying to figure everything out. See if any teams are going crazy this draft. Everyone seems pretty normal. This is a puppy, by the way. The puppy 3 is still open. It's relatively full. I really want to figure out how to show the comments because I'm not going to be able to see when people comment on the stream if it doesn't show up on the pop-out chat. Like I said, I'm new to this. Still trying to figure everything out. Jacoby Lane, that's what I'll do after this draft is just try to figure it out while I'm on stream. No one's watching regardless, so Jacoby Lane now comfortably going in the 14th round. A guy that continues to climb draft boards. Trey Harris goes. I'm on the clock. I'm going to go ahead and secure a tight end that I like. Get my second tight end. Let's look at the running backs. Ray Davis is here. Dontavian Wicks is here. I'm going to go ahead and get Ray Davis. If anything happens to James Cook, this guy's going to be a league winner in a room where I need running backs. Love his Week 17 matchup against the Miami Dolphins. My receivers are pretty stacked. All right, let's try to figure out this chat. You got to learn as you go with some of these things, you know? Learn as you go, which is what I'm doing. Trying to figure it out. It's not as easy as the guys online make it seem. Definitely a learning curve. So now I'll just be looking for some tight end. All right, I'm 2 picks away. Still need to I have 3 more picks, so I'll most likely be taking like a 3, 6, 7, 2, most likely, because my wide receivers are strong. All right, I'm on the clock here. I'm going to secure Emmett Johnson. He looked good in preseason game. Kenneth Walker hasn't really proven he can last a whole season. So happy to add Emmett Johnson there. Okay, I think I might have figured out how to do this. With the comments. So I need to get this URL and put it in my streaming service. So copy paste. Okay, now when y'all comment, it should pop up on my screen, so I see it. Let's see if it does. I'm going to comment and test it out. Should pop up on my screen, so I see it. Let's see if it does. I'm going to comment and test it out. Okay, I think it worked. We should be seeing my comment here in a second on the live stream. I will be taking a wide receiver with my next pick. Okay, cool. It's working. Figured it out. Let's go. Like I said, learn as you go. So if you comment, I'll put it up on the live stream. We can talk about picks. You can ask me player takes. Speaking of player takes, Lamar Jackson had like 40 passing touchdowns last year, so I do like taking his receivers at the end of the draft. People are moving up Jacoby Lane quite a bit, so it makes me kind of want to invest in the other guys like Rashad Bateman or Elijah Surratt. Could take Torrey Horton here, Keenan Allen, Antonio Williams. I'll just go ahead and take Torrey Horton. So my team ends Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Tyler Shook, Jalen Warren, Ramondre Stevenson, Kenny Gainwell, Marshawn Lloyd, Ray Davis, Emmett Johnson, Jamar Chase, George Pickens, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, Alec Pierce, Ted Hurst, Torrey Horton, Colston Loveland, AJ Barner. I got stacks with Brock Purdy, and actually, I don't have a stack with Brock Purdy. Someone sniped me on Stribling, but I do have a stack with Baker Mayfield and Kenny Gainwell. Then I have a stack with Baker Mayfield and Ted Hurst as well. And then Tyler Shook and Chris Olave. All right, we're going to be getting into another puppy. If you want to join, let me know in the chat if you're getting in the puppy. It is a 212, 110, 15, and then a 750 seat final. So very difficult to win. But if you do win, you win $100,000 for first place. Here we go. Subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications when I go live. And we can draft together. Trying to go 3 years in a row with positive ROI, doing best ball. We got great player takes here. I've consistently been taking guys that have just moved up the board all preseason long, such as Stribling. I was continuing to pick him in the 15th round, sometimes 16th round. I'll show you. He is my highest exposed player. And the eliminator as well. I was getting him in like the 190th pick. As you can see, he's on about 40% of my teams. So follow me, subscribe to the channel. You'll get first dibs on these players. And you can watch them with me move up draft boards while you are already exposed with your bags packed. Same thing with Jacoby Lane. The other day I picked him up in the last round of a big dog, which felt great, paired with Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers on the same team. We got the 10 pick. I do quite enjoy drafting towards the end of the draft this year. You can grab 2 running backs if you want. I might build this team out as a 4 running back team. I feel like that's a decent strategy to actually win the tournament because you can, get 9 wide receivers if you want. It just allows you to, load up at the other positions. And if your running backs do hit and you only have 4 of them, that's really all you need because you're only starting 2 a week. And then your wide receivers or tight ends can help fill the flex. So it's a strategy that I like, especially in these big field tournaments where you need to separate yourself from the field, and it's difficult to do that. So you need to be building certain teams that like have 4 running backs, or maybe even 6 wide receivers that are really good if you want to try that. That's why it's beneficial, especially on underdog, to go 2 quarterbacks, because unlike DraftKings, you have 2 less rounds, and if you only go 2 quarterbacks, you can, like I said, spread your exposure out on different positions. Going to keep taking Ashton Jeanty. He's one of my highest exposed players as well. Love taking him in the first round. Love his Week 17 matchup against the Cardinals. And he's just a guy that he suffered from a situation last year with a terrible offensive line and just a terrible team in general. So he should have a great situation this year compared to what he was in last year. I'll partner him up with Kenneth Walker. I've been taking a lot of Emmett Johnson, so I just want to kind of get my exposure to Kenneth Walker as well. And then hopefully one of them pan out. We know that Kansas City can support a workhorse running back and a fantasy workhorse running back. So love pairing these two together. I wonder how I can zoom in. Still trying to figure out everything with the editing tool, with the streaming, and like how to get the best view of the board and of my little picture in the top. I think this works though. I've done a lot of drafts this year. Let's see how many drafts I've done. Done 903 regular drafts. So probably about, what is that, like 1,300 drafts on Underdog this year. Taking it very seriously this year because the past few years I've done well. So trying to max out as many tournaments as possible and give myself the best chance of coming in first place in one of these tournaments. Hopefully it happens this year. So we got the Jordan Tyson injury. I saw guys in the big dogs still taking him like a round later than where he was like normally going. And I just didn't understand why they were doing that when he had an injury. It just wasn't, no one knew what the injury was, but it seemed pretty serious. And now he's out for 2 months with a hamstring injury. So that's probably like a grade 3 hamstring strain. I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty familiar with like certain strain levels and how long you're out for, because I do play soccer for a living. I'm a professional soccer player. So, I've been through hamstring strains before, and like a grade 1, you're out for a few weeks, at least in soccer. I mean, I'm sure the same thing in football because you need your explosiveness. You need to be 100% healthy before you come back, or you're just going to re-injure yourself. Emeka Egbuka as well has like a toe injury. Jalen Waddle, though, is back practicing. I'm going to take him here. Really like Jalen Waddle's new situation and just his talent level, especially in best ball. He should be seeing a lot of opportunity in that offense. So Emeka Egbuka goes, and he Like taking him over T. Higgins is just bad in my opinion. He had injuries last year, and now he's like not even 100% for week 1. So it's just concerning, and I would not be taking him over like T. Higgins and Garrett Wilson. I'll take T. Higgins here. I like T. Higgins even more on underdog and half-point PPR because of his touchdown upside. So happy to pick him up here and pair him with Jalen Waddle. I kind of want to do a big dog again tonight, but I don't know. I might save a few bullets. My goal was, or I'm trying to do 15, and I think I've done 12. I'll show you the one I did yesterday. Yeah, I've done 12. So yesterday I did one. I had the 11 slot. I went Ashton Jeanty, Chase Brown, Ladd McConkey, Garrett Wilson, Trevion Henderson. He continues to fall, which I disagree with. Christian Watson, I got a good value on. RJ Harvey, Blake Corum. So I took my 5th running back in 8 rounds. Jordan Love, Romeo Doubs, Malik Willis, Trey Harris, Juwan Johnson, Jacoby Lane, Geno Smith, Calvin Ridley, Michael Mayer, and Raredon. So really my biggest concern is tight end, but I'm big on Juwan Johnson, and he should get a bump up because of the Tyson injury. So happy to pick him up here. And let's see where Jordan Tyson went. So yeah, Jordan Tyson went in the 7th round. So in my opinion, he should have been dropping like decently far down here. What are you going to do? All right, let's get back to the draft. They updated the pictures on some of these guys, like Bucky Irving. I feel like his picture wasn't like that a few days ago. Same with Chase Brown. He just looks different to me. Parker Washington as well continues to climb up draft boards. I really don't know how I feel about that. He's been getting hype, but I just feel like the Jags could spread the ball around a lot there, but who knows? Maybe his hype is deserving. So I have a few different options here. I could pair Lamar Jackson up with T. Higgins for the week 17 game stack. I think that's what I'm going to do. Although I believe in Trevion Henderson, I do like he's a great best ball pick in my opinion, but there is a lot of risk with him simply because he's splitting a backfield and he's going next to guys who like Quinton Junkins, who he's not splitting a backfield. Jadarian Price may not be splitting a backfield. And Lamar Jackson could just be MVP type player again this year off a down season. And also Trevion Henderson might fall to me here. Okay, now I'm going to take him. He's a year 2 running back and a good offense. I'm getting a dip on him. So happy to start scooping up shares in the 6th round where he was going consistently next to these running backs, the Swifts, Etienne's, Tutons, Irvings, Junkins in that as well. And if anything happens to Ramondre Stevenson, he could be one of the best running backs in fantasy football, especially in best ball. He's explosive. He had games last year with 30 points, so can help you advance. He did help teams advance last year in the fantasy playoffs. So we've seen it before. and he's most likely only going to improve with time and with gaining experience. So I'm not too concerned about Ramondre Stevenson. And I'm not really relying on him either because he's my third running back on this team. So I don't need him to perform for this team to do well. I just need a few spike weeks here and there. With his upside, it's 100% worth it, in my opinion. Getting him next to a guy like Jonathan Brooks, I'd much rather have Henderson. We're going to see how many puppies we can do tonight. I'm trying to get some more live streams going. This is only my second live stream. The last time I went live, I did a big dog. But I'm not sure if anyone tuned in. Some people watched it after the fact, which is cool. But yeah, we're going to see how many puppies we can do tonight. Because this tournament is about to close. Probably within a week or so. I would say this puppy 3 is going to be closed. I do like some of the receivers here for me. Could take another running back because I see a teardrop that it's not going to make it back to me. I'll take one wide receiver at least here, though. I'm going to take Josh Downs. He's a guy that should be seeing a lot more opportunity this year because Michael Pittman goes to the Steelers. And I do like his talent. And I also like his fantasy playoff schedule. How old is he? I'm going to look it up. Yeah, he's also 25 years old, so he's in the prime of his career. Could go Blake Corum here, RJ Harvey, Sam Laporta. I do really like Blake Corum's Week 17 matchup too against Tampa Bay. He's a guy I was really high on coming out of college. And he's just been getting buzz. Should get more looks this year. And like I said, this is like after Blake Corum, I really don't love the rest of the running backs. He's also one of my highest exposed players. And if anything happens to Kyrene, if Kyrene gets injured at all, Blake Corum is a top 10 running back for sure. Like if Kyrene wasn't there, Blake Corum would be comfortably going in where Omarion Hampton is going for sure, even probably above him. Jordan Tyson goes off the board. Probably just a guy that doesn't really know what he's doing. We will see how far Jordan Tyson falls. But if he starts going in like the 10th, 11th round is where I'd probably start taking him. I have to look at the wide receivers. If he starts going behind, like in the Coker range, Shakir range, that's where I would start taking him. Because like these guys, I just like them too much to take them over a guy who's going to miss they say 2 months, but a lot of times it's like when you're building a house, the contractor tells you 2 months, but a lot of times that 2 months turns into 3 months. You experience setbacks, or the rehab isn't going quite according to plan, or the doctors were just being optimistic. And if you rush back and you don't feel right, then your chances of re-injury go through the roof. And he's clearly a guy that, honestly, I should have been avoiding him more, but I just really liked his playoff schedule and his offense and his talent. I only had about 5% of him, but I got him in a big dog, which doesn't feel great. But honestly, in the big dog I got him in, I have 9 receivers on that team, I believe. So it's fine. And I do think too that's the time I got Jacoby Lane in like the last pick. Brock Purdy's here. I don't think Stribling would make it back to me though. His ADP is now 126. So yeah, he would have to fall past ADP. Matthew Golden, Wandale, Bo Nix with Waddle. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lock in my second quarterback, and now I can stop at 2. I have some correlation here with Jalen Waddle and a Week 17 game stack with Trevion Henderson. And then I'm going to take Romeo Doubs. He's been getting some buzz at camp. He is paired up with Drake May, AJ Brown, and as you can see, it's another game stack with this Denver New England. And he's paired up with AJ Brown and Drake May, so AJ Brown should be getting the number 1 DBs on every team, and I just think it opens up a lot of volume for Romeo Doubs. He also has touchdown upside with Drake May and just his style of play as well. He's consistently got some touchdowns in Green Bay, so I really like this pick as well. I just think it's a good pick. There are quite a few receivers here that I like, though. I like to mix and match these guys. Tight end's flying off the board. I still don't have a tight end. Let me know if anyone's watching, if you want to join a puppy with me. My name is Kyle. Some people call me the accountant. Doing some puppies tonight. Trying to get as many entries into this tournament as I can to give my best chance of winning the $100,000. I'm trying to see what the yellow badge means. So the yellow badge is 10,000 drafts. So this guy has a lot of drafts. Goods. I have an orange badge, which is 2,000 drafts. I mean, I've done a lot of drafts, so I just feel like 10,000 is kind of crazy. What's the gray? 5,000? Keaton Mitchell off the board. Who else is here? Stribling is still here. Deebo Samuel, Coker. Let's look at the running backs. Chris Rodriguez, Aaron Jones, Jonah Coleman. So I could keep with this Denver game stack and take Jonah Coleman here. Stribling goes. Tyler Shook has been falling now, maybe because of the Tyson news. Rashid Shaheed is still here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get Jonah Coleman. Lock him in because I have investment in this Denver New England game. Don't really love the tight ends here besides Juwan, but it's quite big of a reach. So I'll probably just keep taking wide receivers. Could take Deebo Samuel. Could take Rashid Shaheed. There's been a lot of talk about he's going to be used more in this offense in his second year in Seattle. Deebo goes. So yeah, I'll take Shaheed. I also could have taken Jacoby Lane there, but there's a chance he makes it back to me. And I have quite a bit of him that I was getting like in the last few rounds. So if he goes, I'll just take Elijah Surratt or Rashad Bateman to pair with my Lamar Jackson. It's a long season, and I mean, Jacoby Lane's getting the hype now, but Elijah Surratt is also a good prospect. He scored the most receiving touchdowns in college football last year. So he's legit as well. And then Rashad Bateman is 2 years removed from 9 touchdowns. Should be seeing a lot of opportunity. Also, there was also like another tight end in Baltimore that I heard some good stuff about. I think it was this guy, Matt Hibner. Impresses in preseason opener. He brought in all 5 of targets for 61 yards. That's interesting. Let's look him up. He's a guy that would be very low owned, so I could also look to take him considering with my last pick since I don't have any tight ends. I have to watch his highlights at some point. We can watch some of his highlights after this draft. And honestly, that's how I've got a lot of my edge is just watching film on some of these guys. Like I said, I'm a professional athlete, so I can kind of pick up on talent by watching film just based off like fluidity of route running. I feel like I'm better with wide receivers than running backs, but I mean, my 2 guys I liked the most this year were Emmett Johnson and Jonah Coleman, and they've both been getting good reviews. And the 2 wide receivers I liked the most were Stribling and Denzel Boston, who they've both also been receiving hype. So we'll see if I was right when the season starts. But Stribling definitely has paid off, at least in ADP sense. Really happy to get Jacoby Lane here. paired with Lamar Jackson and T. Higgins for that Week 17 game stack. Definitely will be taking Juwan here if this guy doesn't snipe him from me. He takes Hunter Henry, so I get Juwan. Happy to get a piece of this New Orleans offense, and I get him 8 picks past ADP after the Tyson news, which feels good. And also back to the game film stuff, like a few years ago as well, I was really high on BTJ when he was a rookie, and it helped me advance a lot of my teams because I was consistently getting him probably right around the 13th round, I would say, that year. And he put up like 1,200 yards and over 10 touchdowns. So a lot of my teams advanced because of him. Right now I have a 2-5-6-1 build. I'm done at running back for sure. I'm done at quarterback. I'll probably go wide receiver, and then 2 tight ends, unless a tight end that I really like falls to me. But I just feel like there's tight ends that go in the last 2 rounds that are pretty similar bets to a lot of these guys. Like I like AJ Barner as a guy that if he falls that I would take, especially considering I have Rashid Shaheed as well. But yeah, this will be a 2-5-8-3, I imagine. So AJ Barner goes. I really don't like TJ Hawkinson. Cyrus Allen is here. I have Airbnb in Orlando, and I'm just dealing with someone who's like, the AC isn't working. But it's like, dude, it's the summer in Orlando. Like, the AC isn't going to be able to keep up with whatever you have it set at, which is probably like 64 degrees. But anyway, I'm back on the clock. Do like Zachariah Branch, so I'll go ahead and take him. He's a guy that can win downfield, and he's a unique talent. Very small, shifty guy. And he was getting buzz as well. So my last 2 picks will be tight ends. And sometimes with this Airbnb stuff too, it's just like some people just don't get it. It's like you don't have to report every little thing that's wrong. Like, not every house built in the 1940s is going to be perfect. Like, you're there for maybe a week, and just be grateful that I'm letting you stay in my house. And like, my Airbnbs are set up very nicely. They're homes, they're not like crash pads like some of these Airbnbs. But some people, it's just like they have, I think it's a thing like in America as well. Like, we have so many comforts here that, like, in Europe and stuff and in other countries, they just don't have. Like, I stayed at an Airbnb in Spain, and like, I had to duck to take a shower. Do you think I was letting the people know that, just so you know, I have to duck when I'm in the shower? But anyway, back to the draft. We'll be taking 2 tight ends here. I like some of these guys. I'll just go ahead and take Matt Hibner. Like I said, he's going to be a very low exposed guy. He impressed in the preseason opener, and Mark Andrews is on his way out, in my opinion. Do like Michael Mayer as a guy who could put up some weeks. David Njoku in the Chargers offense could have some weeks. Yeah, I might go Njoku. I don't have any pieces of that Chargers offense on this team. But yeah, let's recap this team. I have Ashton Jeanty, Kenneth Walker, Waddle, Higgins, Lamar Jackson, Trevion Henderson, Josh Downs, Blake Corum, Bo Nix, Romeo Doubs, Jonah Coleman, Rashid Shaheed, Jacoby Lane, Juwan Johnson, Cyrus Allen, Zachariah Branch, Hibner, and David Njoku. I'm not sure if anyone joined, but I'm sure a few people will watch this back. So thanks for joining. Subscribe to the channel. I have to deal with this Airbnb thing. I might be back later tonight streaming again. Peace.